guys, how's it going? My name's the Breph, and welcome to another challenge video. Today I'm back in Generation 1 asking the question, can you beat Pokémon Yellow with only a Magnemite? Before we all begin, I have just passed the first 1,000 subscribers and I cannot thank you all enough. It's been a crazy 7 odd months since I uploaded my first challenge, which coincidentally happens to be the one I hate the most, while simultaneously having the most views. 1,000 people is a ridiculous number and I am so grateful for all the support I've received from everyone. Seeing as I'm just a bloke who sits around chatting shit over the top of Pokemon videos, I never could have expected this to happen so soon. I've got no plans to stop these challenges after the first 1,000, so hopefully you'll all stick around for the next 1,000 and many more challenges to come that I hope you'll all enjoy. So please stay tuned right until the end of the video to hear what I've got planned for my 1,000 subscriber special. Planning and recording for that will begin at the start of next week and should come out, hopefully, next Friday. One last thing to mention, I had a couple of comments requesting a Discord server at 1k, so ladies and gentlemen, we have a Discord server, that's right. Head on down to the description to pick up the invite code and get yourselves down there. More on this at the end of the video. Right, Magnemite. What a Pokemon. What a terrible Pokemon in Gen 1. A combined special stat of 95 is nice, with a physical defense of 70 being adequate for sure, but a base 25 in health? Yeah, that's not so nice, especially with a certain gym being around, namely Giovanni. So a good set of moves would really help here, but alas, we are not blessed with that. Our level up move pool starts with Tackle and gains absolutely nothing until level 21. Yeah, you know just how this is gonna go. TMs don't quite make much of a difference either. Thunderbolt will be one that we need for sure, and I'm going to try very hard to avoid double team or toxic unless I have no alternative. If I just cheesed my way through every situation, then every single game and challenge would instantly become easier. That said, here are the rules. As always, these rules are as basic as a white girl in Starbucks. Magnemite only in battle, items inside of said battles are banned, and TM usage is allowed, with the new and added proviso of no cheese moves unless there's no alternative. That's right, I'm actually trialling this as part of the rules for ongoing challenges, so please let me know what you think about it in the comments. No double team, no toxic, no sand attack, etc. unless I've exhausted every other supply. With that all said, let's jump into it. The game begins and yet again we don't get to choose a character, naming ourselves the extremely special, inventive name of Breph. We meet our rival and name him TD after TD8591 who requested this challenge in the comments. We attempt in vain to escape the confines of Pallet Town by running north, only to get cornered by the old man who is prowling the village looking for us. He catches a Magnemite that randomly appears and escorts us firmly to his lab. He gives us an order to pick up the ball that's on his table, but unfortunately that damn pesky TD shoves us out of the way to get it himself. In return, we're given the Magnemite from earlier and name it Heartache, because my god do I foresee a lot of that in my immediate future. When I said immediate future, I didn't think it would be this soon, because our rival challenges us to the first of many battles, and in a shock twist of events, yeah, it arrives sooner than anticipated, as we promptly lose our very first fight. Holy shit, I didn't see that coming. Reeling an annoyance from that ridiculous piece of gameplay, we head on into the Pokemon and collect a strange looking parcel to return to the creepy old bloke, which we do with haste. Upon doing so, we begin our perilous journey to train and defeat all the gyms in the region, starting first with another rival fight. I thought that being level 10 would be enough, but my god, it couldn't have been closer to being another fail. Now, the AI in these games aren't particularly smart and they're not known for it, but when Eevee had me down to 1 HP, all he had to do was attack. Alas, he didn't, and we capitalised, serving a nice fat helping of revenge upon TD. So here's where the bad news begins, folks, because we have to tackle Brock, the rock type beast. against his 2 high defense tanks with a Magnemite who only knows tackle. Oh, well, for the sake of having a little laugh, let's just see how it goes. We tackle our way through the fight, chipping absolutely bugger all away from the first member of Brock's team. I absolutely cannot stand this, when you can't even beat the first Pokemon. Yeah, when I agreed to do this challenge, I knew, or at least had a feeling, that it was going to be a grind fest, and my goodness was I right about that. I haven't come across grinding this bad since that trip to the Vanilla Unicorn for my GTO with only a shotgun challenge. Shameless plug there. Anyway, I break up the grind and head back at level 19, and good news, we get past the Geodude. Bad news, we can't beat Onyx. Great. So for probably the first time ever in one of the Kanto games, I have to grind all the way up to level 21 just to tackle the first gym. At this level we learn Sonic Boom, not a move you'll often see on my moveset. It deals a set 20 damage, and while it is reliable, it's not exactly amazing. In this circumstance, however, it is exactly what we needed. Level 21 makes all the difference. The encounter is night and day. Having Sonic Boom on the moveset just decimates Brock. There I was, looking at the screw in the top of Magnemite's head and thinking about how amazing it would be to just ram that thing into my eye, and this gem of a move shows up. Man, was it rewarding. With adrenaline flowing through my veins and Sambuca flooding in my arteries, we run away from there faster than you can say. Heartache is crappy. We make our way into Mount Moon, running back to the Poké Center more times than I'd like to admit to. In here we encounter a fossil bloke. Which fossil did we take from him? Well, naturally the dome fossil, because everyone knows Kabuto's better than Omanyte. Moving on before you can finish typing your angry Lord Helix comments, we enter a choice. Misty's water type gym or another rival fight, and that damn troublesome Eevee again. I choose the former and walk in the door to challenge the dripping wet Ginger Lass. Now guys, I'm going to walk you through this highly complex and technical fight, so stay focused now. Staryu goes down to a single Thunder Shock, Starmie comes out, gets paralysed after the first one, and a second one takes it down. Now that was a complex task, almost as complex as the time I was asked to fit a circular block into a round hole. With the easy task done, the only other thing we have to do is face TD again, and I do it with apprehension. Despite being 9 levels higher than our opponent, he clearly doesn't want to abide by my no cheese rule, because he spams the daylights out of Sand Attack, and it hits me hard. The misses rack up and I fall to a low level of health. Fortunately for us, we do hang on in there and head up to Bill's. Heading in there, we bump into a talking Pokemon, and as the LSD wears off, he mystically transforms into a human before our very eyes, randomly giving us a ticket to head onto a boat somewhere down south. That's exactly where we head, licking our lips on the way, because we know that what comes after is something I need and want more than money, more than a strong and stable internet connection, more than I want this challenge to finally be over. But first, we have to fight another rival match. By this point, it's becoming easier and easier to face this guy. Thunder Shock is not a powerful move, but our level, typing and special stat all help. This time around, we actually had no issues at all. Sandshrew is a bit annoying, but if that's all the complaints I have, then I'm more than happy to take that. And into Lieutenant Surge's gym I go, anticipating a somewhat easy fight. Until, that is, when I take on one of his gym trainers who manages to knock me out despite me being 11 levels higher than him by using my damn Sonic Boom strat. So I go and bag myself a few more levels on the surrounding trainers and head in to fight the Lieutenant. Surge has a disgustingly overpowered team consisting of a Raichu, and that's it. A single level 28 Raichu. Now it might be because I'm saltier than the taste buds in a college dorm party, or it might have something to do with Growl lowering my attack stat, but I opt for the Sonic Boom strategy yet again. Slowly but surely, we knock down the health of that lone Mon and claim the third badge. And the one thing I really wanted, the TM, the Thunderbolt. Next thing I do is make my way to Celadon, opting first to head down to the Rocket hideout and fight Giovanni. I was kinda cocky here and opted not to heal up before this battle. I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling crits. We faint after a critical payday from Persian the first time around. Fantastic. So I reset and go again and again and again, ultimately managing it out of sheer frustration alone. I level up in the process and replace Tackle with Swift, a stronger move that always hits the target. Beautiful for those sand attack spams that we seem to fall victim to. Coming out of that Hellspawn pit, we run straight into Erica's gym. Thunderbolt is a good move, paralysing her gloom in particular. The combination of full paralysis and a damn fortunate critical hit for us while on 5 HP, we win with huge luck on our side. What happens now? Lavender Tower to fight TD again, of course. I think I'm gonna stop mentioning these fights now, at least until the really important ones. I'll be honest, we've taken our revenge, and taken it well. He no longer poses an issue for me. So we head up to the top of the tower to fight the ghost of Marowak, but we're hopelessly outmatched and opt for the tried and tested method of running away like a teenager during an argument with their parents, also known as my sister. We rescue Mr. Fuji and make our way towards the vicinity of Koga. The Ninja Man leader of the poison type gym has a scary team that consists of 3 Venonat and a Venomoth, so I use a total of 5 Thunderbolt. The Venonat go down to a single one each, but Venomoth is a little bit stronger and takes 2 to go down. But really, that wasn't so bad. Still riding that wave of cockiness, I decide to try and tackle Blaine's gym prematurely. No sooner have I slipped inside and I'm finished and have been told to leave the orphanage. I mean gym. Best not to get those two confused, eh? I swiftly abandon my plans and run back to Saffron and into the Sylph Company building to tackle Giovanni. He threatens us with some pain, not realising I must be masochistic for even attempting this one, and he tries to inflict it upon us. I'll be honest, if this isn't a real damn insight as to how this bloke is going to go later, then I don't know what is. Look at the pathetic damage we deal to Rhyhorn. If there's one thing I've learnt, it's that there's no point worrying about the future until it arrives. Before we have to worry about our boy Gio, we have to tackle Sabrina. She took me an obscene number of tries. For whatever reason, she was one of the most challenging fights in the entire game so far, and I cannot work it out. I just couldn't catch a break. I get a decent run where Alakazam doesn't cause heartache to our heartache, and we claim the badge thanks to Swift. So with that, we run back to Blaine, a few levels stronger and ready to kick ass. That's exactly what we do. I thought, however, that I'd have learnt not to be an idiot and use moves like Swift on Pokemon that would be affected more with moves like Thunderbolt, but once I get that through my thick skull, the rest of the fight was no more difficult than daytime drinking during quarantine. Okay, so now comes Giovanni, and I first walked in at level 68. Look, I'm not going to say anything about this fight other than it can go and diddle itself. The first time around we can't even get past Dugtrio. We can't complete it on the second, third or even fourth attempts when we go down to Nidoqueen. This trend takes place time and time, level and level again. With each series of failures it leads to a grind, and a long one. This is not fun either. Eventually I keep trying and end up maxing out my level. That's right, I couldn't do this gym without maxing out my level. Even with max level I couldn't beat him. Screech wasn't effective enough and Earthquake just hurt way too much. So that means I've only got one thing left in the bag that can help me. Double team. Ladies and gentlemen, it's cheese time. The plan for this one is simple. 6 double teams first, work my way through. When Nidoqueen and Nidoking fell, I knew I was onto a good thing. I was terrified of failing to get Screeches off against Rhydon, but when the third one hits, I knew I was in a good spot. I didn't anticipate a single Swift being enough, but I was surprised. We claimed the last badge, but at a really high cost. I think the challenge element has just ended. So with mixed feelings of joy and regret in my heart, joy at defeating the biggest impasse this game had, but regret because I know I've maxed out my level and I have the cheese strat to use, so the challenge is pretty much over. Without focusing on any of that, we have to take on another rival fight before the Elite Four. Well, as I have the cheese strat, I might as well use the cheese strat. I set up double team and pretty much wipe the floor with everything else. I use Swift on Vaporeon despite it being water type and us having electric move because I has the big brain ideas. Anyway, we head up to the league and step through the door to begin our challenge. Yeah, if you can call it that, because Lorelei's up first and her ice types aren't something to be scared about. Have you ever seen Thunderbolt sweep aside an entire team before? You have now. Bruno's up second, and have you ever seen Swift sweep aside an entire team before? You still haven't, by the way, because Screech is needed for the Onix and Machamp falls to a hard-hitting Thunderbolt. With that done, we are halfway through the 4. Third is Agatha, and I've really only got one attacking option for this, haven't I? Thunderbolt. Do I need to say any more? There's only one member now that stands in my way, and that's Lance the Dragon Master. Lance is the final man between me and the champion. Look, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's another Thunderbolt sweep, I'm afraid. And now there's only one hide left to tan in the entire region. TD the champion. I opt yet again for the cheese strat, mainly because I kept finding myself losing time after time. Once we set up successfully, things got a lot easier, finishing up the fight with a brutal Thunderbolt on Vaporeon to end the challenge and claim our place in the Hall of Fame. At the start of this challenge, I asked a simple question. Can you beat Pokémon Yellow with only a Magnemite? The answer, somehow, is yes. Yes, you can. For a Pokemon with such a terrible moveset, somewhat terrible stats on the whole, and a terrible typing in this generation, I'm pretty impressed with it, to be fair. Before we end, I mentioned at the start that we've now got a Discord server. Yes, there is an invite link in the description below and will be in all future videos going forward, so feel free to join. I'll be there, we can all be there, and we can all have a somewhat wholesome chat of an evening, eh? Links in the description, as I said. By all means go and join. The Breph Empire Discord server would love to have you all. And yes, thanks to every single one of you, we have passed 1,000 subs and that special video is out next week. So please join me next time when I ask the ludicrous question. Can you beat Pokemon Emerald Kaizo with only a single randomly generated Pokemon, adding one member for each gym badge? Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that one, so here's hoping the RNG gods are on our side. With that said, I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.